The Lost and Found project is something really very dear to my heart. The idea evolved while we were setting up women's shelters in Morocco and India and looking at the ways that mobile technology could impact positively on the lives of women who were in need, whether from domestic violence or political violence or through any issue to do with the moving of children without parents' consent. These issues are obviously of paramount importance around the world for many reasons in many places. The idea evolved a long time ago, but until recently it wasn't possible to achieve simply and easily, and now it is. And the idea is simply that we use our mobile phones and a social network that we set up through the good wishes of people who want to solve problems of missing children. And basically the idea is that instead of, as in the old days, when I was a kid in New York, missing children's photographs would be put on the back of milk cartons. I think this still happens. But the problem with that is, as important as that campaign is, by the time you're in the street at 4 p.m. and you see a child that you think might be the child in question, you really don't know for sure. You don't have the picture of the child in front of you at the moment when it matters. And even if you did, you wouldn't have a feedback mechanism to tell anyone about that or to report safely and discreetly so that something might be done. So the idea is that we've created a social network where anyone can subscribe to become a member of Lost and Found. And what that means is that your GPS signal will be tracked, as it is anyway, as we all know. And so that if you happen to be standing on a street corner where a child has just been taken or gone missing, or for that matter, where a woman or an elderly person, for instance, has gone missing, you will be sent a message if you have asked to be sent a message in such circumstances. You'll get a message, and at that moment you'll be told to put in your Lost and Found dongle, the attachment to the phone, which when you plug it in becomes an override drive so that all other phone functions stop. Temporarily, your phone becomes the conduit to help to find a missing child. And then your camera will show you a photograph of the child who's gone missing. So while you're standing in the street, you will be given a message that says, a child who looks exactly like this, here is her picture, went missing 20 minutes ago. You are still within eye range of where she might be. And everyone else who is subscribed in that neighborhood may get the same message. And between us, we might be able to look around in the moment when it really matters and find that child. The phone can also operate through a new system created by iVisit as a way for the mother or the father or the carer to see through your phone, to see what you're looking at. So if a child went missing right here, the mother at home or the mother in the police station can look through my phone if I use it as a camera for her, and she can see, if I look around like this, what that child might have seen. And she can tell me that child is 3 feet tall and what that child is interested in. We can solve this social problem. That's the idea. It's very simple. It has to be anonymous. It has to be possible for people who, for whatever reason, don't want the police to know who or where they are to still take part, because we don't want a situation where the one person who can solve a problem, who has seen a child being taken, won't report it because they're afraid of being tracked by the police for other reasons. So it needs to be a separate network that operates through a separate social network connected to but separate from the police investigation files. And what we've done in Europe is put together a consortium of players from all the major European countries who want to take part in just such a project in cooperation with but separate from the constabulary forces of all those countries. Again, the last thing I would say is the technologies are all there. We need to stitch them together and make them work. The most important part of the project and where it all starts is the idea that we can solve problems like the taking, the abduction of children in the moment when it happens. We don't need to wait 48 hours until the police will get involved, which is in many countries the norm. And by 48 hours later, it's very often too late. The idea is that together, in the moment when something happens, we join forces to find the child, solve the problem, and avoid unnecessary anguish for the families and for the children. That's where the mobile phone technology comes in, and that's why we want to work very closely with Nokia and INDT and other research labs and social networks to make this project really work.